I always press that
Hey,
button. I'm like, ooh, are we live?
yes, we're live.
But man, you have the most to talk about.
Do I?
Yes.
Okay, well, we was talking a little bit off cam just now, everyone. And we was saying, do we have topics, you know? I don't know if I have the most to talk about. But we can since we always kind of do that, we talk a little bit before, but
Hmm.
it's usually something good, like we're talking about.
Yeah.
Just be on live or
But
talking. But T, you were saying that that what were you saying, T?
about the journaling
Yeah.
and how
That
it stirs up.
yeah, you were saying that it was interesting that I reposted that video because
Hmm.
yeah, you had your own experience. But honestly, I don't know what it is about it. But I haven't been able to get back in that practice since I recorded that video pretty much. Now,
Oh,
do you remember when I which is crazy, that was a year, well, yeah, that was a year
a
ago.
year ago. Yeah.
Yeah. But well, do you remember back in September when I'm not September, November when I took a break from social media
Hmm.
for 30 days? Well, a break. Social
Yeah.
media.
A brief break.
Yeah. I actually was like incorporating that again during that time. I was like journaling every day. I was actually doing daily Bible reading and not just reading it, but like writing something that I got from it, which
Hmm.
which is really like, you know what I mean? It felt good to be doing, but I think, like I just said, it's a little bit of self sabotage, or maybe not self sabotage, but a little resistance to like keep it as a practice. But
Yep.
the reason I call it I say it's like self sabotage is because I feel like anytime you know the benefit of doing something and you don't do it, it's like you're literally holding yourself back. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I need to. I don't know. I need to do it, and then I get on YouTube, and sometimes I make a YouTube video, and it feels like I'm releasing. It feels like I'm getting it out. So I'm like I'm good with this, but it's a whole different. It's different when you're just writing it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's different.
Hmm.
So yeah.
You see what she did, Allison? I put Azelin original on our title, and then she changes it to Azelin Dakota. She got me. So hey, Allison and Dr.
Hey,
Ninja Turtle.
Allison. Hey, Dr. Ninja Turtle. Allison said, "Hey, Miss Dakota," but Allison, that's my middle name actually. That's not like my Mrs. name. That's my middle name, Dakota. But no, that's funny though, because I was like, I always put Osland original. I'm gonna put Osland Dakota this time. I had like,
Messed my title right on up. Didn't even care. Didn't
my
care.
man T. I'm so sorry.
I could fix that. I'm not worried about it.
But no, you can keep it as Osland original because that's my my channel name.
Yeah, it's
But
your channel name.
yeah, but this is
So
my actual name. You
uh,
know.
yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody ever look at my channel and wonder if that's my last name.
I think so. I
Really?
think so. I wondered it for a second. I was like, wait a minute. I don't know.
Allison, Dr. Ninja Turtle, how are y'all doing? How are y'all?
Yes, how are you on this fine what is it? Wednesday?
Wednesday, middle of the week, sixth month
Wednesday.
of the
Hump
year.
day.
Yes, hump day. Um, so this is where I'm at, T. And one thing I love talking about talking to you, T, is because I just always feel like I can be open and honest and my most authentic self. And the thing is, like, even if like we have other people watching and stuff like that, just knowing that I'm talking to you, I can be open. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I can be open. And so I would say that right now I am coming back to. I can say that. You know what I mean? After the year that I've had so far,
Yes.
I'm finally in a space where I'm like, okay, whoa, that was cool. That was fun. Now let's just continue with life now. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Hey Zoe.
Hi Zoe.
Welcome.
How are you? Oh, Allison said it's pouring. Yeah, Allison, I heard that it was raining in that
Oh, it's
area.
raining.
Yeah,
It's not raining here. Thank goodness. Don't send it our way, Allison.
yeah, because y'all probably get the same weather.
Yeah. Pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, But yeah, and just speaking of Georgia, I actually do miss Georgia a little bit. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
do?
I do miss Georgia a little bit. Like I don't ever think about it. Like, oh my gosh, I miss Georgia. But if I just think about it, I'm like, dang, yeah, that was fun too. You know what I mean? That was a nice
Mm-hmm.
experience. But where I'm at now, T, after the year that I've had so far, which has been amazing, and we both called it in January, didn't we? We both called 2025 being a grand year, and we're only now we're not even 6 months in, or
Yep.
right at 6 months in, and it's already been amazing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I got see my ADHD is going because now I want to talk about the power of intention, setting intentions. You know what
Do
I mean?
it. Do
I know, but
it.
it's like I wanted to talk about. It looks like my brain be going all over the place.
You know how we do though. We kind of
Yes,
free flow it. So do it.
absolutely. But okay, so I'll just insert that, but I'll come back to it that we did call it in 20 in January,
Absolutely
early in
did.
January, if not December of 2024, saying this was going to be a different kind of year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say even down to me meeting my husband and getting married. What was crazy? So living in Georgia, I had two roommates. I spoke about my roommates in passing, but I never really like talked about my room. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but the dynamic between me and my roommates in Georgia was literal perfection. T, like T. I know that perfection doesn't exist. It is true, it doesn't. But alignment, when something is aligned, it literally feels like perfection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had two roommates. I was the youngest of the group, being 27, then 28. They were like mid 30s. They were more, you so they were like, but my energy, I'm a mature 28. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it fits so well. Um, but one of the things was crazy. We all had our own bedroom, own bathroom. We shared living space. We shared laundry. We shared kitchen. But we rarely ever interacted. It's like we literally lived together but
Separately.
separately. Yes.
Separately.
Yes. Like we really rarely interacted. It would be like in passing, like maybe we both in the kitchen, I see somebody. But it was always friendly. It was always a nice exchange every single time. We even had it where we would like cook for each other. Like we cook a big meal. You might have a taste for something, but like you cook a pot of beans. I might have a
Mm-hmm.
taste for beans, but I do have enough to share, so I'm gonna share it with that's how the kind of vibe we had. But it was interesting that on January 1st of this year, or December 31st, which is also crazy. You remember that crazy stuff that happened to me online on December 31st?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So this is December 31st. That crazy stuff that happened, what happened at like 2 a.m. Okay, that happened at 2 a.m. And then so it was like the whole December 31st. And um I would say that like okay, this is what I'm saying. Thank you for being patient with me and my
Oh,
brain.
sure.
Everybody in the comments, thank y'all for being patient with my brain. I do have ADHD. But um so this is the thing. January 1st, December 31st to January 1st, me and my roommates all sat and watched the ball drop in the living room. That was the first time we had ever did anything like that.
Oh,
So I've
wow.
had I've had moments with each of my roommates separately. Like one of my roommates, she braided my hair. She, she would she we
Oh.
had I had, but we had never been like in three together. Like. And so it was such a vibe, T. Like just sitting there enjoying good company, watching a new year, reflecting on 2024, setting intentions for 2025, just talking. And it was just such a nice vibe. I will not forget telling one of my roommates, we started talking about marriage because my landlord, who's also in our age range, but
Oh,
she's
wow.
just, yes, girl, when I tell you she don't know how much I love her. She's one of those people that don't know how much I love her, but I love her down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I also work for her as an admin. So
Oh,
it's
well,
just, yeah.
that's perfection.
Well, I mean, it is, but I just wish I was better at what I do. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like even with admin work, it's not one size fits all. You know what I mean? You can have strengths and weaknesses even in I'm not keeping up with the chat T, but read the chat out loud if people are saying
I'm
stuff.
laughing because Zoe said the landlord is sturdy like us. I said, not me, Zoe. Not me. Absolutely not me.
So
He
I said
said
I've
he
been
been
30 for
sturdy for
19 years.
19 years.
That is so funny. That is hilarious. But yeah, Jazz is in that same age range. But what was I saying about them? Crap. I tell you, it's not fun having ADHD. I really need to get something to fix it. Do you remember what I was saying, T?
You were talking about how that last experience of you guys being together and how great it
Yes.
was.
Okay, I remember how Jazz came in. So Jazz, right before I moved into the property, which is called Bellevue, it
Hmm.
has something to do with the location, but it's called Bellevue. Right before I moved into Bellevue, in February, Jasmine got married that same month, and she actually moved out. So she was a house hacker. It was her home, but she rented out rooms to other people.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so when
okay.
she moved, she got married, she moved, and I had a space, and then another person moved in. We moved in like a day apart. So it's just
Hmm.
like the whole energy of Bellevue was shifting. Bellevue was shifting. But I remember that January 1st of this year with my roommates, I was like, yo, I said, do y'all desire to be married? I asked them that. And everybody's kind of like, yeah. One of them was like, yeah, that's something I want. Da, da, da. And the reason I asked is because I didn't want to say what I was going to say without asking first. So I said, basically, I said, I intend we all marry out of Bellevue like Jazz did. Like, we going to stay here
Yeah.
until we get married. Next place we move, I just said that. And they kind of laughed. And like weeks later, when I told Jazz about the conversation, she was like, man, Mary out of Bellevue is wild. She was like, you are so, like, why would you lie? Like, that's crazy, like in a funny way.
Hmm.
But I remember telling Dana, I was like, yeah, I'm ready for that step. I said, as far as dating, I didn't really know how to navigate that. Like, you hear so much about the dating world. And for somebody who was not actively dating for years, they literally for people like my situation where I wasn't dating anybody for years, and then I was just like, okay, this is something I want to do.
Yeah.
The videos that's like, listen, this is not what you think it's going to be. This is going on. This is going on. This is going
It's
on.
wild out here.
It's wild out here. It's
Hmm.
hard. It's da 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 da. But even with all that, I'm just like, listen, I'm me. I know who I am. I'm like, bruh, ain't no way. If I exist, I know, the right person for me exists. Like, you're not going to feed me that it's all, whatever. But I don't know if you remember this, T, and I'm like recapping. You remember when I got invited to a outing? It was like an all black party or something like that. And
Yep.
I was saying I
I
wanted to go there.
remember.
Yeah, so it was like two events in a weekend, two different weekends. I went to one event that was a little smaller than the big black party, but the energy of being out that weekend made me say, okay, I'm literally like not going to do this. If it don't
Hmm.
happen, it don't happen. They say that, your soulmate is not going to knock on your door, so you got to go out and meet people and all that. But I was just willing to take that risk. I'm like, he's gonna have to knock on my door because I'm not going back outside. So how else would it happen?
Said she ain't going back outside.
Like, I'm not. So like, how else is it gonna happen? So anyway, last thing about January 1st, I remember when talking to my roommates, I said, yeah, I said honestly, I said I wouldn't even mind if I had one of those stories where we met, we knew, and we did it. I literally said that January 1st of this year. See, I cannot make this up. Okay, I was just like, and my thinking behind that was like, I've been saying since 2024 that in 2025 I'm going to start dating, and that's because I know that I'm ready, and
Oh,
I'm
you
giving
did.
myself a yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm
you
giving
did.
myself a start. Like I'm saying, okay, this is going to be the year I do it. So that was my energy. I don't because I'm saying I don't expect it to be like we're you know it didn't need to be dragged out for me is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So for me to have had the year that I have where I actually spoke that into existence, my prayer actually came true, all that stuff, like however you want to put it, because if I say manifest, sometimes people feel like as a Christian you shouldn't say manifest.
Yeah.
But whenever I say manifest, I'm basically saying that I understand how my thoughts are powerful, my mind is powerful, and my feelings are powerful. So if I
Hmm.
channel all of my tools that God gave me to create into something, it manifests. What do you call that? But I can't call it an answer prayer because I did talk to God about it. So
Yeah.
I think it's interchangeable how you say it.
I think we have a power of the mind,
Yeah, absolutely.
to I think whatever you project,
Hmm.
whatever you tell yourself, that is what it will be. So
Absolutely.
if I tell myself, like, I'll use, okay, since my channel is about finances, if I tell myself every day I'm horrible with money, I can't keep a budget, I can't do this, I can't do that, that's exactly what I'm going to
Exactly, because you're feeding
do.
yourself that and you're feeling it. You're thinking it and
Hmm.
speaking it and feeling it. So that's exactly what it's gonna be. You
Yep,
thinking it
that's what
and
it's
you're
going to be.
saying it and you're feeling it. But you can literally shift that same energy into something positive and have a different
Exactly.
outcome. Speaking of that, Dr. Ninja Turtle, thank you so much for commenting. He commented on one of my videos with a link to these shorts with affirmations, and I
Hmm.
love those affirmations, Dr. Ninja Turtle. I meant to comment back and say that sometimes it takes me a minute to comment because y'all see how I talk. My brain is all over the place. Like I can see it, and it's just
You
kind of
have a
like,
brilliant mind, though, Oslin.
well, thank
Like,
you, T. I
the
appreciate
things
that.
that, like, you'll say, "Oh, I'm all over the place," but it actually is connected.
Yeah,
Like, it's not scattered. It's
right. But in my
actually
mind,
intertwined.
the thoughts are popping up like
Hmm.
they're like popping up like that. And I'm like, oh my god. But so yeah, after having that, and this is why I need to journal because I haven't really taken time to digest all of that in journal form, which I know would be powerful. But where I'm at now,
He said, "Now it's scattered." That was a trip.
he said
He's
it's
so.
scattered. Well, hey, I mean, I feel like it is. I know this balance. But anyway,
We know, though. We know. That's why I love your channel, because you crack me up every day. I'm
I
telling
have
you.
to tune in. I really
Yeah.
do. So,
You
what
got
is
to
the
check him
channel
out.
about? What is this channel about?
Just everything he does. Like, look, I mean, it's like time with his family, it's some skits, it's some everything, but it's just something about it. It's just something. It's very, I don't know, it's just something about his channel, though. You got to check him out.
I definitely will, 100%. But all right. So now that was the recap of my year so far. Being June is my favorite month. It's the middle of the year. It's the year I get older. And I always, I feel like not just, it has a lot to do with my faith, but not just because of my faith, that I don't really think about the party aspect of celebrating getting older. It's
Hmm.
more so like this is a new chapter. Like what's going to happen
It
this
really
year? You know
is.
what I mean? Like what's going to happen this year? And so I'll be 29 this year. Um, and
Oh, she's a baby. Baby.
I'll be 29 this year. And I'm just like at a point where what we just talked about as far as, what you think, what you speak, and what you feel, how powerful that is. I'm to a point now at this age where I'm at in this era where I'm literally becoming more and more limitless in my thinking.
Hmm.
I'm literally becoming more and more limitless in my thinking. And that's a really good feeling. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, cause it's a battle, T.
Oh, I
It's a
know.
battle when
I'm
you
still
literally
battling.
are working to try to change your mindset because
Yeah.
you start hearing both sides. Like you'll hear the positive mindset that you're building and you're feeding, but then you also have those moments of like, you know what I mean? Just for example, something I always say, and I'm literally saying this on purpose. Like I know I probably sound like a broken record, but I'm literally saying it on purpose that I want multiple lucrative streams of passive income. That's exactly
Passive,
what I want.
passive, keyword
Yes,
passive.
and lucrative.
Yes.
Lucrative and multiple, all of it. Okay. I want multiple lucrative streams of passive income. And um my limitless self says I can have that. But my limited self says maybe you can have it, but it's not gonna happen overnight. Who says it's not gonna happen overnight? People literally have stuff happening to them overnight. You
All
know
the
what I
time.
mean?
All
All
the
the
time.
time. So why can't it be me? Why can't it? You know what I mean? So it's like it's literally that battle of like, this is what I really want. If I had no limits, this is what I really want. This is the life I want to live. Blah blah blah. And then it's the part that you're like replacing the negative. It can,
Mm.
but and sometimes it can get you. Most of the time, I'm like, I kill it. I'm just like, no. But sometimes it can get you.
I know that I personally have. I have. I'm a very determined individual.
Yes, you are.
Meaning, if I set a goal,
Hmm.
I'm going to hit the goal.
Yes, absolutely.
It may take me a while,
Hmm.
but I will hit it. But
Yes.
at the same time, I'm plagued with old stuff
Mm.
that I need to get rid of. Let me get some water because my I'm
Okay.
about to cough.
Okay.
These people up here are going to be like, "She's got that vid."
Mhm. You literally can't cough anymore. It's always
No, you can't
COVID.
cough.
It's always COVID.
But that's the part that I struggle with is old stuff,
Yeah.
old limiting thoughts
Hmm.
that I can't get past.
Yeah.
And that's why I was telling you before we got on about journaling. When it starts to bring that up, I just freeze.
Yeah.
I freeze
See,
because I
I don't.
had to
I
cough
don't.
anyway.
Oh.
Sorry.
See, I don't say this to be cliche or anything because it's real. Because just like journaling, but have you ever considered professional talk
I
therapy?
have been.
You've been?
I've been.
Have you been considering? Or have you been before?
I, well, not currently, but I've been for years before.
Okay. How was it? How was your
Extensively.
experience?
Um, Probably not what it should have been
Mhm.
because I have locked some things
Mhm.
and I will not release it no matter what.
Really? Oh, you
Yeah.
mean like now?
Yeah, even now I
Yeah.
would never release it. I would take
Yeah.
it to my grave. So
Yeah.
I have to find balance.
Yeah.
A balance of acceptance. And I think the things that hinder me the most now are things like just being considered odd
Mhm. Mhm.
your whole life when you're
Yeah.
considered like an outsider, kind of
Right.
like you don't ever really quite fit in anywhere.
Mhm.
And I think I struggle with that now because I can bend myself to fit things. You know what I mean?
Ah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Instead of being like just true to myself, I can bend sometimes because I
Yes.
have this thing where I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, where I don't want to say the wrong thing, and I want to be whatever is accepted sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Now,
Yeah.
not all the time.
Right. Definitely not all the time.
And I noticed that it's so funny because when it comes to work and business,
Mhm.
I don't bend. I'm not bending for
Really?
anything. I'm not bending for you. I'm
Yeah.
not like I'm very hard, like very
Oh.
focused on it,
Mhm.
but like and I'm not bending.
Yeah.
I'm going to say what I say and be what I say and it's like very but in personal life it's
Mhm.
very different. It's
Mhm.
a very weird dynamic. It's a
Mhm.
very strange thing I do. I'm trying to get
But
to the
but that but
bottom of
also
it.
but also T, that's another thing about that's one place to start. Don't, you can acknowledge it, but don't label it.
Uh
You know what I mean? Because you say that's
mhm.
very weird. That's very strange. But who says it's weird? Who says it's strange? You know what I mean? Like, but don't label. Like, you don't have to label it. You can just acknowledge that it's something, but you don't necessarily have to put that label on it. You know what I mean?
I think I came to the conclusion from journaling what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't bend at my job because I'm confident. I'm
Mm.
confident in what I'm doing. I'm confident in what I'm saying. I'm confident in how I any kind of business venture or
Hmm.
working venture, I don't bend because I'm confident in what I'm doing.
Yes, absolutely.
Um and I think when it comes to personally, I still have that shakiness. that
Mm.
shaky confidence where I'm
Hmm.
not quite, but
Right.
you know.
Hmm.
But it's weird because up here on good old YouTube,
Yeah.
I can be
Yourself.
myself,
Yeah.
but and even still knowing that other people may not like me, it
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
bother me
Right.
as
Right.
much.
Right. Because this is your house on YouTube.
Yeah, it's just
Period.
I'm gonna release this
Yeah.
as myself, and if you don't like it, you don't even have to watch it again, and
You
I don't have to
don't.
see
Exactly. Exactly.
you.
That's why I feel like I might be one of the only you. I'm not saying I'm not the only because I'm pretty sure the content creators in the chat can say how they feel. But like when I lose a subscriber, I don't have like even though it might be a tinge bit like about that much disappointing. I'm like, well, they just weren't supposed to be here. You know what I mean? For
Yeah,
whatever reason, they're unsubscribed. I don't ever really feel like, dang, I lost. It's never that for. Lord knows it's never that for me because I feel so connected with my YouTube channel where it's like this is really me. So if you come on my channel and you like me and you rock, you really like me because I'm this is me. This is who
yeah,
I am. You know what I mean? So I totally understand
and I
that.
can't change it. And
Absolutely.
scroll on past
Scroll on
if it
past.
doesn't
If it
if it
don't
doesn't
resonate, it's
appeal
just
to
not for
you.
you.
And
Absolutely.
and I think that it's helping me to break that down.
Yeah.
This has been a very good avenue to break that feeling of,
Yeah, like in the middle.
yeah, like
Right.
who
Because at
cares?
work you got it. In person it feels like, but on here it's like
Yeah,
middle.
it's because
I
this is
love
what it's
that.
gonna be,
Yes.
and it's like,
Period.
and I
Yeah.
think I'm trying to process that more into my personal self,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense. Look
Yeah.
at D Dun talking about
D Dunk
shoulder
is here.
leaning.
Hey D Dunk.
Zoe said, when I lose a subscriber, I'll be thinking I know who it was.
Sometimes
Really,
I'm like
Zoe?
that too. So if I know I just had a run in with somebody or I pissed somebody off, I'd be like, they
Yeah,
unsubscribed. You know, like I know they unsubscribed.
yeah. Or if you feel like your opinion is not going to be popular
Yeah.
on
Oh yeah.
something,
Yeah.
I'll be like, well,
You're right. But that's the thing though, because as long as I keep putting out authenticity, it's just gonna refine to the people that's supposed to be there.
hmm,
You know, but one of the things you were saying about work, T, I want to know your opinion about it. It's layers. I feel like it's layers, but the first thing I think is your field, STEM, your role, management, as a black woman for the length of time, I know as you had to become like
hard,
I'm not playing
very
with y'all.
hard,
I'm not playing with y'all in the most
very
professional
hard.
way. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all don't even come in here trying to second guess anything that I say. So I can understand that
Hmm.
over time in that field, like I can see how it's just like it is what it is. What I
Yeah.
say is period.
What I said is what I said because I'm not
Period.
going to, yeah,
Yeah.
because it has to be that way because it's not just, it's male dominated.
Yeah.
It's very few
Hmm.
like African American people at all. It's very few.
Yeah.
It's very few just in general and
Right.
overall it's very it's a hard it's you have to acclimate yourself to that environment because if not it would they will eat you alive. They will
Yeah.
just destroy you. You
Hmm.
you'll go home crying every day. You don't want
Yeah.
to do that. So
Right.
yeah, it's a very but it's taught me a lot. It's given
Hmm.
me a lot of strength and like I said, confidence. So I
Hmm.
know that I
Because
have
you
that.
know your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I have it in me to
Hmm.
transfer that
Right.
to other areas.
Right.
So
Right.
hey, make life make sense.
Oh, make life make sense.
And bye D Duck. And why am I waving like you can hear me?
Bye, D Dunk. What you grocery shopping? What you finna cook?
I know he's about to cook. Bring
Hey,
us
make
back a
life
plate.
make sense. How are you? So good to see you here. So good to see you here. Thank you for being here too, Allison and Zoe and Dr. Ninja Turtle.
But yeah, everybody that's come through, we appreciate y'all. I think Oslin got stuck.
In my back.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a process though. And
Mhm.
I kind of like going through it because it shows how things, if you don't address them,
Mhm.
I'm about to be a half a century old.
Mm.
I have things I have not addressed.
Mhm. Mhm.
And if you do not address them,
They don't
they
just go away.
sit, they
Yeah.
linger. They're
They don't
not
just go
going
away.
anywhere.
Just like
So,
look, just like my dad. Remember we was talking about that with the little dad. Remember I was telling you sometimes I think if I just don't say nothing, like if I just be quiet, they just leave me alone. But no, you're
it
right.
is
It doesn't go
not
away
going anywhere.
until you address it.
Yep. Debt's not going anywhere either to you address
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm trying to tell you. I am trying to tell you. You can't pray it away.
You can.
It ain't going
You just
away.
gotta do it. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Those folks want their money and they want
Yeah.
it now. No, just
Yeah.
kidding.
Absolutely. That's so true. But
What do you mean don't think of it like that, Allison? I'm trying to address it. Meaning I'm going to address it and I'm going to, but I wish I hadn't waited so long. I wish I hadn't waited till now.
but it's
But
still not too late though. Cause to a lot of
it's not too
people,
late.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
to a lot of people, even at almost a half a century, you have a lot you know what I'm saying? Like you have a
Yeah.
long, so you know what I mean? So I can understand exactly what you're saying, but also just know that it's not you're right on time at the end of the day.
Yeah. I'm
You're right
right
on time.
where, and
Yeah.
I think too, I was a young mom. I had my
Hmm.
daughter at 17.
Hmm.
I really did not have the time to address probably the things that I would have addressed
Yeah.
sooner. If I had
Hmm.
gotten to know myself
Right.
by myself in a situation. When you have
Hmm.
a kid, you're really thinking about
Them.
the other person. You're not really thinking about
Yeah.
yourself. So,
Hmm.
hey chef. Oh, Oslin.
Hmm.
You talking about some cooking.
What? Hey, Chef, hit
You need
dice.
to check out Chef
I
and
definitely will.
him cooking. Oh my God. Hey,
What you be cooking,
Frank.
Chef?
Everything.
Hey, Frank. G Life. Hey, everybody
Presentation
listening
is
in the
immaculate
background.
too.
Really? Oh my
Yes.
gosh! I can't wait to tune in. I can't wait to tune in.
But yeah. But it's a process. It's a
Hmm.
process. But that's why I said I was glad you were talking about journaling because I just got back into that.
Yeah,
Just got
I'm
back
about
into
to. I'm
doing that.
about to. Probably tonight. I'll do my first.
Mm-hmm.
Just pen the paper, and I won't say, like I said in that video. It don't have to be a page. Just write something, and then just do it again, and do it again, and do it again. Because one of the beautiful things about it too is I can't say I've ever done this on intentionally, but sometimes I might find something that I wrote, and when I read it, the reflection part is like, wow, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, man, you know. So I actually had a moment like that cleaning out my closet earlier. I had a paper that I wrote. I know I was working at Jackson Hewitt, so it had to be in between November and December. But I was literally talking about my spirituality, and I was talking about marriage. That's crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
I could tell by the tone. I hadn't met anybody yet. That's why I said I was at Jackson Hewitt, so I know I started there in November. No, really December. So I had to be December because I didn't write a date.
So you were speaking it into
I was literally
being.
writing it down. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So to be here in June of 2025, and it's like, wow, like I literally just was thinking about that. You
Mm-hmm.
know? It's awesome. It's a good feeling. So yeah, I feel like if nothing else, same reason I tell people to make a YouTube channel if it's something that they want to do. Like if nothing else, it's a record. You know?
It's an expression.
Yeah,
It's
that
an
too.
expression of whatever you choose to express.
Right.
And it could be, some people it's just to have a fun and bright light out there. Some is to really talk about some deep issues. Some
Mhm.
it's just your light. I think it's
Yeah.
just a way for you to sprinkle a little bit of yourself
Absolutely.
to the world. That's how
Yep.
I look at it.
Yep. And who knew, like, because I mean, some people might consider it a form of social media, but who knew that you could make real friends on YouTube? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
because
Right.
on Facebook, we got all the friends in the world, which I don't have Facebook. That was my first video ever, and deleting my Facebook page. But anyway, you have all the friends on Facebook. Don't know none of them people for real, unless you already knew them prior to.
Hmm.
But you get on YouTube, something that do we think about YouTube as social media? Because anytime I ever did a social
Yes.
media challenge,
Yeah.
like yeah, but anytime I ever did a social media challenge or a detox, where I'm like, I'm not getting on Instagram, I'm not getting on Facebook, I'm not getting on. I would never count YouTube.
Me either.
Before I had a
When I think
channel, I
about
would
it.
never count YouTube. I'd be like, I'll watch some YouTube videos. So, but this is a place where you actually can make real friends. It may be other people that are in the content creation space have experienced that on other platforms, but that's how I would describe it. Something that was shocking about, creating a YouTube channel.
Mhm. And it's like some place that you can find people that are like you, because
Yes.
sometimes you feel like you're like an odd person out. You know
Yes.
what I mean? But yeah. But yeah, I have a Facebook, but I only keep it open because of my older family members. That's
Yeah.
usually the only way they'll like reach out, and I'm like, why are you, Auntie? Why are you on Facebook? Like, why you won't? Why won't you call?
Yeah.
It's all a phone. But I mean, I've learned about people passing away and stuff like that
Yeah.
through a Facebook message, and I'm
Right.
like, no phone anymore. Nobody
Yeah.
uses the phone.
I
Nothing
feel
like
like
that.
when I deleted my Facebook last year, I made a conscious decision that I was about to cut myself away from all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had moved, right, and moving locations and getting on Facebook and seeing everybody from your hometown, from high school, from like it's like this don't align anymore, and it's just like, why am I don't
Mm-hmm.
care. No disrespect to y'all, but I do not care about nothing y'all talk about. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about any of this. So it's just
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna delete it. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
Robinson family.
Robinson family. Hey, Robinson
How's our nephew?
family.
But yeah, I just don't deal because it's just a scrolling. I don't know. It just seems like the fakest place in the world.
Yeah,
Facebook
that's
just
what
seems
somebody
like a very.
that's what I think Frank said. Yep.
Oh, he said
Facebook,
Facebook. I didn't
aka
even see
Facebook.
that.
Yeah. Facebook, aka Facebook.
I just can't even. I can't do it. I can't do it. I would just scroll and be like, "Do you know I know you?
Yeah.
Like,
And then
why
I feel like, as far as I feel like this sun is getting me. Am I okay? Because I can't really see the
yeah,
phone anymore.
you look fine on the camera. It doesn't. You just look
Okay.
radiant.
Oh, thank you. If
Oh,
I can't see the screen, it's like blocking it out. But anyway, so I got to the point where Facebook, I had been checked out of like associating with people. My circle has always been very small by choice. Um, so I got to using Facebook just for like promoting things that I was doing.
mm,
And they always say, which is the craziest thing, that like your family and friends be the last people to support you and stuff. So being on Facebook, really trying to launch my mortgage career, really like, and having people where you on the business side and you can see how many people viewed it and see how many people liked or anything. That,
mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, T. I could say it probably enraged me. I could never have like I'm throwing stuff, but
I
that
hope not.
upset me. I'm like, bruh, people literally just rather watch you do stuff than just support. Y'all can just like it. You could just like it. You don't even have to comment anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I remember I have an uncle that is literally just my mother's brother. I have no dealings with him. I do not like him. I
She
can't stand
said,
him.
"Just my mother's brother."
I
Child.
remember before, and I've been like this for years. It's really because when we had, my family was a victim of Hurricane Katrina. We lived
Mm-hmm.
in a night where we lived in the hood that they literally flooded on purpose. Okay, by breaking the levee. This man took advantage of the fact that my parents didn't have the means to go back to New Orleans to get stuff, and he took pictures and sent us to FEMA and got everything we were supposed to get.
No.
Yes, and he let it slip one time. This was me as a kid. He let it slip at like a family thing, and I remember being like, even
Oh
as a kid, like what? But anyway,
man.
long story short, my mom decided to forgive him, but because of that, because I saw how he treated women, it was just so many things that just made me not like him as a person. So I don't have no
Mhm.
dealings with him. I see this man in Kroger one day. Why are you even talking to me? I don't talk to you. Oh, I see you doing your thing on Facebook. You see what? First of all, you're blocked. Secondly, if you do see me doing my thing on Facebook, why don't you interact? Why don't you like? You know what I mean? So, and I had another friend from high school say, because I was good with marketing,
Mhm.
so I put myself out there. When you put yourself out there in a certain way, people automatically assume that money is coming in. But the thing about mortgage and anything sales and commission, literally nothing happens until papers are signed. Nothing I could
Yeah.
all this work that I'm doing is upfront work. All this marketing that
Mhm.
I'm doing, all these open houses, all this webinars, and this is upfront stuff to
To
get people
get to
in.
that point of the money coming
Exactly.
in. Yeah.
Right. But people see that and they just think, okay, So I had one friend or a person that I used to be friends with in high school say make a comment about like how they see me doing my thing or like I know you this or that or something, and I'm just like, again, why don't you ever comment? Like, why don't you like the stuff or so that's another reason I didn't like Facebook, and probably why I won't ever go to Facebook is because it's more than likely going to be family and friends, quote unquote, that literally just want to
Yeah.
watch. They just want to look. They're not down to support you. They're not going to support you until you already make it. And I'm not saying that from my own experience. It's literally a story you hear time and time again that when you have an idea about something or you want to start something, do not start with your family. You might start with your immediate family. Like my nephews, my niece, and to me that works because my immediate
Maybe.
family,
Maybe.
yeah, my immediate family is extremely supportive. Like my dad, my sisters, my
Yeah, your
nephew, like
sister and
my
yeah.
close friends, like my immediate people, my curated family, very supportive. But them relatives, absolutely not. Those old friends, absolutely not. So I just don't feel no need to like keep up with them, really.
And lots of times I find that people are really looking to criticize.
Absolutely.
They're not looking to see like, oh, she's doing well or what's she up to. It's mostly to kind of spy and then talk
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah.
So
Just to
I don't
monitor
know.
what you have going on. And so, you created my YouTube channel, y'all, for to everybody in the chat. Like I literally started my YouTube channel last year in June 16th. Because that was like when I deleted my Facebook page, it said you have 30 days. If you don't, you have 30 days to log back in, and if you don't, it's gonna be deleted on this day. It was June 16th. That's the same day I started my
Oh,
YouTube channel. And it happened to be the same day of Tupac's birthday. Like I was like, this is alignment.
wow.
This is alignment. Like it is. It's perfect.
Oh my God. But yeah, this has been like this whole experience has been an eye-opening thing for me. Cause
hmm
like, man, I never would have thought, ever would have thought I would
hmm
be up here
Do you
doing
remember the
this.
exact date you posted your first video? Because I know it was
It
June
was
last year.
June 1st.
June
It
1st.
just
Oh, so
passed. Yeah.
you already passed. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is so cool.
Yep.
Was it intentionally June 1st, or it was just like the day you did it?
Honestly, I it was the day I did it because I said I was gonna do it, and then I didn't want. I was gonna back out again, and I
hmm
just said, just do it now. Just do it
hmm
now, and just anything, just
Yeah.
post it. And so
hmm
I just did that, basically.
Nice. That is awesome.
So, but it's something. It has ups and it has downs
Robinson Family
because
said, Azelin, what's in that glass? This is some Jim Beam and some Diet Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper Zero. I don't drink zero drinks. This is a Logan thing. This whole thing is a Logan thing. I was like, I'll just make a drink. You know.
are you all right, Robinson family?
What she say?
She said, y'all helped me mentally. I had a very rough night. What
Robinson
happened
family, you
again?
can come up here and talk with us if you want to. I mean, you don't have to
Yeah,
talk
come
about
on up.
that, but you can come and catch up too. We want to know how your year has been so far. And anybody can come up. T,
Yeah.
you still know how to do, the link?
Okay. Yeah. I knew you were gonna put me on the spot.
Oh
I knew you were gonna do this to me. I told you. I
no.
don't even know where to look.
Let me see. Let me help you out, T. Settings. I don't know either on this.
I told you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Did Azelin go away? Child. Girl.
Me? Sorry, I
What
was trying to find
happened?
the link. I was trying to find the link.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I got it. 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 I got it.
Awesome.
Mm, I figured it out. I haven't used StreamYard a lot, y'all. So no, no,
Oh
no, no,
no,
no, no,
Robinson
no, no.
family.
I thought I messed it up. Something
Robinson
about that
family, what's
happening.
going on? I know it's so much going on. Like, is this stuff that's happening around you? Stuff that's
Yes. Are
happening
you
directly to
okay?
you? Um, I'm so sorry to hear that. I really am. That I
Oh
don't
my
know.
goodness.
Um, y'all, I don't know if this is. I'm not talking about this for your case, Robinson family, but it just made me think about it. I don't know if there's enough talk about what women go through after having babies, as far as postpartum. I don't know anything about it. I just know that it's not talked about enough. You know what I mean?
Not at
So
all.
yeah, and I'm not saying that that's connected, Robinson family. I'm just saying that that just made me think about that. I had friends that had babies, and they would just be going through it afterwards, and that's why I even know what it is, because I have friends that suffer from that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Robinson family, I really hope you get better. I don't.
I'm just gonna
took
be
a,
praying.
I took a lot of classes while pregnant and afterwards about like the emotional aspect of it.
Oh, Robinson
Oh,
family.
I'm so sorry, Robinson family. That makes sense of your comment you gave to me the other day. You were like, remember the special day and just know. But no, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm in marital bliss right now, very new, but
Gets hard.
I know that it has those spots, and
Ooh,
I know
girl.
that the the key is to keep through working through it and keep,
Mm-hmm.
like, work together, like really lean into partnership. Well, I'm not telling you that, Robinson. I'm just saying, like, that's what I think about.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
keep
anticipate it.
remembering why.
Yeah, I don't anticipate it, like, oh, because I'm just enjoying, like I said,
And
marital bliss.
you should enjoy
But
this
I
time.
try to just, be realistic about, like, if and when those times come, that's when you lean into partnership. That's when you remember, like you said,
Yeah.
remember.
They
It's
will be
some-
rough. There will be some rough times in there. You just have to um number one, you gotta remember that this is a whole other human being.
yeah.
You didn't you're not married to a clone of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes we want the other to be a clone of ourselves because we
Mm-hmm.
want them to do what we would do, act like we would act, say what we would say,
Yeah.
feel how we would feel, and that's not going to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you got to remember why you came together in the first place because it's
Right.
still there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just that sometimes we lose our way. So life gets in the way and you lose your way of remembering why,
Mm-hmm.
what drew you to that person in the first place. But yeah, marriage is a it's a it's not going to be rainbows and unicorns every day. It
Yeah.
is it's going to be some tough times. um and yeah, so you really aren't, you're not married to a clone of yourself that they're going to do and say and act in every way that you would. This is a whole other person with a whole other brain thinking all other things, and you can't expect that person to just.
Hi, Rhonda.
And here come D Dunk talking about
Yes.
I
What
can't with
I
D Dunk.
need from you is
He
understanding.
always got to
And
come
I
in
come
with that.
here. You don't have to leave her in there the whole time. Okay.
Yes, though. Right. You
Thank
can't
you so
expect
much,
someone to
Rhonda.
be you.
And Robinson
Hey,
family said
Rhonda.
my mom just retired, and I'm moving from Georgia, so I will finally have someone to babysit and go to
And
work.
that will be great too, Robinson
Yeah,
family, because
that
that's
really
going to
will
give
be
you some relief.
absolutely. Yep. Um, Robinson family. That's awesome. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna gatekeep. As I learn ways to do passive income, I'm gonna tell y'all about it because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we want to go to work, and I know Robinson family has a lot of skills, especially in like
Yes.
political and stuff like that. So I know you probably want to get back out there, but then sometimes I think people get to a point where they don't necessarily want to sacrifice time from home to make money. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so that's where even one or two passive income streams will be useful. Um.
And that's the
So
one
yeah.
thing I can say is that, I don't have to go anywhere to go to work. I just
Right.
get up in the morning and come in here and go to work. So that, and it does give you a little bit more flexibility and more time with your family and
Hmm.
more, so I do understand wanting it to be kind of passive
Yeah.
because
Dr. Ninja Turtle said, I never have to run and go to a meeting. That is a blessing, Dr. Ninja
nice.
Turtle. Um, and growing Rhonda said, hi, T.
Hey, Rhonda.
And then Robinson family said, I have anxiety though, so I know I can't work a traditional job. It would never
Mm-hmm.
work. Yeah, I trust me, I understand Robinson family. And Rhonda said, I'm so tired of working. Yes, y'all,
Rhonda
like,
is over it.
yeah,
She's ready.
y'all, I ain't even gonna lie, man. And I don't think it's just my generation. I think other generations are starting to see too. Like, who told us we have to work till our 60s to retire? What? What? Who told us that? Why is retirement? Who made that up? Like, who made that up?
It really isn't, honestly.
It
It's
don't
the
make
fact that
sense.
we don't get told, or we don't get taught the things to do when we're super young to prevent us from having to work till we're 60 years old. It was
Yes.
never that you had to work till you were 60 years old. It
That
was
is a
just the fact.
powerful perspective. Very
Hmm.
much. Yeah.
And it's funny how we never get taught these things
Right.
to get to a point where we would have generations of people that aren't working until they're 60 years old.
Right.
But
Yeah. Because it's
we're
just
not
not
taught.
normal. You know what I mean? And then you get to see the people that get to retire early, how happy they are, like the ones that get to retire early and it's no penalty or anything because they like to
Hmm.
penalize you if you decide you want to enjoy your life a little earlier than you're supposed to.
Yeah.
But for the ones that I don't know how it happens, but they maybe are able to retire early and they just seem like the happiest people. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They're just going to work, especially if they had enough in retirement. Because I know that that's a lot of times too. Like people are retiring and don't have enough, so they have to go
Hmm.
back to work. Oh my gosh! Oh.
Now I would say when I'm done, will I do something that's
Mhm.
work wise? Will I do something that makes money? Probably.
Mhm. Yeah.
But it's going to be something I enjoy and I
Right.
want to do, not like demanding, just, I don't know. I just feel like conventional work sucks your life force
It does.
sometimes. Like
It
it'll just
can. It
suck your
can. And I
life
feel like
force out.
not all necessarily, but if you're not aligned with it, it's definitely gonna suck your soul, suck the life out of you. If it's something that you're not really feeling and not you
Yes.
don't have true care about, it's just like you get on that hamster, like that's
Hmm.
the, but I feel like you said work itself is not that feeling, like when you just doing something that you like to
It's
do.
not work.
Yeah.
It's just that
It-
the way this system is designed, it just, I don't know, it just sucks. It's to suck every grain of life force out of you that they could get.
Yeah.
But Robinson family, that is an accurate quote. Um, she said her son said something about your job won't remember the days you work Christmas, but your kids will.
Ooh,
I
that's
have
powerful.
watched a coworker pass away, multiple ones, as a matter of fact. And it was just, this person passed away. We will miss him.
Mm-hmm.
And then his job was on the portal,
Sheesh.
like right there.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so impersonal. And
Yeah.
I know it's impersonal. It's business. Business is business. Businesses don't care about they.
Yeah.
It's. But that life
Yeah.
was get like all those years.
And keep in mind that some people,
You
this is
know.
why it's so powerful, your mindset, because some people accept that. Some people accept, I'm here to work, provide for my family. When I'm over, when it's done. Like some people, I'm not, what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, we having a conversation that could be considered unpopular because a
Mhm.
lot of people don't realize you do not have to, like, you have a choice. Like D Dunk said, I saw his comment where he said, it's a man-made construct to keep us enslaved to a system. It's exactly what
Mhm.
it is. It's a system. It's just a system. And like you said, T, it's a system that has already been broken. We haven't had access to the information like other
Yes.
people have. You know what I
You
mean?
just
We
have
haven't
to.
we
You
haven't
just
had
have to.
access.
We don't get it fed to us, and I think that's a purposeful thing. That's why I like, every time you see financial conversations, you always hear, oh, we don't get taught that in school, we should get taught that in school. Why don't we
Mhm.
get taught that in school?
Why don't we get
Why
that
is that not in
right?
a, because even thinking about it, out of high school that a lot of people are going to college.
Right.
They need that to understand the debt that they're about to take on if they get student loans. They need that to understand how to
Yeah.
navigate. But we don't get that. Some
Right.
schools offer it, yes, now,
Hmm.
but most of the time they don't. And then it's like,
And then they just tell you that that's what you're supposed to do. So it's like
mm-hmm.
you don't have the education about what you're getting yourself into yet from literal the beginning. You're fed this is what you do, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't really understand the full. This is just what you do. I'm happy to be exiting that era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of you have to go to college. I'm so happy to be exiting that era. Like as far as what we
Mm-hmm.
teach people. Now, I sometimes I think what if people get too relaxed and like nobody goes to college and like we don't have no doctors and no lawyers and no like I think about that
No, people
sometimes.
got people have to go. There's some
Yeah,
people that
some
have to
people have to
go.
go, but for the people that knows that I'm I just can't wait to walk across the stage in high school. I'm not trying to go to college. For them to know that don't mean you have to go just get a retail job. You can do other things. You can get licenses, you can get certifications, you can go to trade school and just learn the skill. You know
You
what I
can
mean?
do apprenticeships. I have a cousin that works in STEM, like I do. We actually intertwine in a lot of the projects and stuff that go
Hmm.
through.
Hmm.
He only went to high school. He just did an
Hmm.
apprenticeship under somebody that
Oh,
taught him
nice.
everything he needed to know. And
Hmm.
now he freelances. He's his own boss. He just goes,
Wow.
and he makes a very good living.
Do you get paid for apprenticeship?
He didn't. He did it for
Okay.
free,
Okay.
just to learn, to have
Just
the
to learn.
skills,
Yeah.
to have. And I mean, this dude's been like all in like different major pharmaceutical companies and stuff like that
That is
working.
awesome.
And he doesn't have a college degree at all.
Hmm.
But I wish that people, but those are the types of things that we don't get taught as well. We
Right.
don't get taught how to navigate with that. We just got told go to college.
Yeah.
We didn't get taught that there are other avenues and ways that you can make a career for yourself without going that way.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so it just, I don't know. I do partly believe what D Dunk is saying, that it's kind of like a by design kind of thing. It's almost like, because, what would they do if people were retiring at 40 years old? They were just done at 40,
Right.
you know what I mean? Or done at 35 and done at, like, because the system needs workers.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. Let's
Hmm.
be clear.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep. I was reading some of the comments. Um.
Oh,
Right.
she got her CDL through Greyhound
Where is that
for
one?
free. Robinson family,
Oh
the free
yes, I think I
city.
remember her telling us that.
Mm-hmm. But it's so many things that that's one of the things, honestly, that I want to do when I'm done. That was my first, absolute first goals, is to start a nonprofit that actually talks to kids about
Oh, that
these
would be
kind of things.
beautiful. And the one thing D Dunk said is he said
Bye,
that
Zoe.
that is profitable. Vizo, I'm definitely gonna be subscribing to your channel. Um
Zoe is a trip. It's so funny. He just had some good, really good. Um,
what part was it? What was I saying? D Dunk said, oh, debt is profitable in our society.
it is.
It is, just like what else? Sickness. Y'all, I'm telling you, I think we all took the I don't know which color it is. I never saw the movie. We all took the pill that made us say, this ain't really what y'all trying to feed us, bro. You know what I mean? Like, what?
But honestly, D
For
Dunk.
debt and sickness to both be very profitable, like it's crazy.
But honestly, D Dunk, debt is profitable, and we actually perpetuate it.
What you
we
mean by
we
that,
keep
T?
that cycle going.
Oh yeah.
We tell ourselves that we have to have these things. We got to
Hmm.
always have that, and we're willing to go into debt to have them because we've programmed ourselves to believe in consumerism. We are actually feeding that monster of debt. We
Hmm.
actually feed it too.
Yeah.
We've almost become a, like, if this was a wheel, we've
Hmm.
become a cog in that wheel to keep that moving forward.
Absolutely.
So it's a
We're
whole
product. We're
mindset
products
shift.
of the system. We're definitely products
Hmm.
of it. Um, but I'm grateful to channels like just education. First of all, YouTube University has always been there for me. But like your channel, Dr. Ninja Turtle, channels that educate us, I really appreciate that because the options, like you said, T, which was a bar earlier, the options were always there. They just it's access, it's representation, it's those things. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, yeah. But I'm to the point now. I kind of been. I didn't really have to reverse too much because I never been quote unquote materialistic. But I'm way over like buying a car with a car note. Like next car I buy is gonna next car that I buy is gonna be a cash car, simply because why? Like you know what I mean? Like certain little things
Hmm.
like that. Like I don't need the newest. I want to have assets. I want to have more assets than I have liabilities. That's my biggest. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. It can be, we are so limitless in what we could do when we aren't fed that consumerism stuff.
Yeah.
When you don't take that, if we're talking about taking the pill,
Right.
the consumerism pill, when you can leave that behind,
Hmm.
there's so many things that you can accomplish. It's just like I said, though, we've been programmed. You have to
Hmm.
kind of deprogram yourself from
Absolutely.
caring about what people think about
Yeah.
what you have, because I think that's number one, is that
Yeah.
most people care what people think about what they have.
Right. Yeah. And
So,
I would say too, T, I think it's also important to note that, you know, not being on the consumerism thing is a that's a choice that you don't feed into every single thing, right?
mhm.
But I think it's also important for balance purposes is to know that once you have a goal, you set a goal, set an unmovable target. And once you hit that target, enjoy. You know what I mean? Like
You
enjoy.
talked to the wrong person about that. You just messed up the whole conversation, Ivan. We were on a
See,
roll.
see, that's why I said for balance purposes. You know what I mean? Because
Hey,
I'm not
Slim.
saying like when I say I want more assets than
Bye,
liabilities.
Chef.
I mean that. Bye, Chef. Hi, Slim Jim.
Hey, Slim.
I'm just saying like I wouldn't. I personally, it could change with time, but I personally don't necessarily want to just have money just there, just to say I have it. Once I get to a point where I say this is a comfortable amount, whether it's, liquid assets or property or what, I'm gonna be balling, y'all. Like, I promise you, I'm literally not gonna just be like, no, I can't. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to be stable. I want to be solid. I want to be confident
Yes.
before. Like, I want to have my priorities in order, but just enjoying my life. Like, I want to be on a living spree. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
And
I think,
I'm all for it. Like
yeah.
I'm for it. I feel like life is meant to be lived.
Hmm.
But yeah, but you messed up my whole. I had a thing going on, and then you just gonna come throw it in my face.
Well, see, you say you're working on it and you go at your own
I am
pace.
working on it. I'm
Whatever
working on
that
it.
is for you, go
Yeah.
at your own pace with it.
And Robinson family, that is true. We spend a lot on, honestly, and I know this is gonna be unpopular
Hmm.
too, but honestly, we probably could do much better if we got back to community based living,
Hmm.
like where your kids stayed with you
Hmm.
for a while after they as they go to school, like
Yeah.
where the family was a community, like your kids stayed there, they stayed there till they married,
Yeah.
they stayed with you, you
Hmm.
know when we were living like that. Well, I won't say when we were living like that. I'll say
Hmm.
that if you were able to do that, if we were able to recreate that in this time, in
Hmm.
this day and time, we could have so much more.
Yeah.
Because
That's true.
we could pool resources, but
Absolutely.
people don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah. That's
We
true.
don't like each other anymore. Like,
Exactly. I was about to say, because that starts a whole nother thing about like family dynamics and how they have to be strong enough for that to sustain. But also, it might not have to be your blood family that you got
yeah,
issues with. It could be curated family, but some
hmm
type of, like you said, community,
community in some kind of
community.
way.
Like, let's hold hands across and walk through it together.
Exactly,
You know
Robinson
what I
family.
mean?
That's what I'm talking about. She says she needs her son here. He works two jobs while in college full time. He helps financially. That's what I'm talking about right there. Is that community kind of that family
Yeah.
base thing, because you can have that. I mean, our grandparents did that.
You see Robinson family, T, talk about y'all look like two first ladies of Do Right Baptist Church. Robinson family
You
here.
trying to clown us? You clowning us, Robinson family? That I want to. Oh my god, I got to take a picture of that. I got a screenshot. When we get off this live, I'm
Oh,
screenshotting that. Not do right university.
God.
Oh my god.
He said, I need my son here. He works two jobs while in college full time. He helps financially around here.
Hmm.
That's so kind.
And that's what I was talking about, Oslin, is that family sticking together kind of thing. It's
Yeah. Allison said she wants that for her kids to stay, but I don't know why rush to leave at 18. Yeah, I mean, like, especially if they don't, I think that's why I'm saying earlier, Allison, like, we're breaking out of the mode of like, all right, once you're 18, go to college. So now it's like
yeah.
we're opening it up to more, so where they don't feel pressure to do that.
Keep your kids at a place where you can actually teach them about all of these things they're not going to learn
Yeah.
in school. So if
But also
they're
also
home.
but also teach them, because the other side of it is some of our youth, and when I think say stuff about youth, I'm not the type to blame youth, because I feel like it's about what came before you. It's about the example that's set. But a lot of them will say they don't want to go to college, but then again, a lot of them don't want to do anything. So it's like,
Exactly, D Dun.
huh?
I got kicked out with a baby in tow. I had a baby in tow and still got kicked out. Broke as a joke. Broke as a joke. You got to learn to take care of yourself.
Yeah, I didn't get kicked. I was grateful that my dad didn't do that. First of all, my mom died when I was 18. I didn't, and then also, even if my mom was there, neither one of my parents would have kicked me out. I know they wouldn't. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that because you
Yeah.
know,
Good
18
for
is
you.
only 18 is only grown by legal. Like 18 is literally peak. I don't think I moved out till I was 21.
No, my mom, like, I stayed there while I was going to college. I was able to stay there, but my mom passed when I was 20.
Hmm.
And my dad was like, after she
Really?
died, like, you got to go. Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah. He said he wanted to be single. He wanted to have his single life. And so we had to go. So daddy was like, mm-mm.
Robinson family say boomer parents were terrible. And boomers wonder why they're the number homeless population now. Oh yeah, y'all were selfish and should have helped y'all kids. Dang.
They were
Straight
like,
up though.
mm-mm.
I wanted my dad's probably a boomer. He was born in 64, I think.
Yeah.
He's 60.
Mm. Maybe not
Um
a, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
he was probably the tail end of the boomers.
Tail end,
I had
maybe.
the coolest dad ever. Like when I say cool, I mean like just the most chill, nonchalant person. Did I tell y'all that I burned the kitchen down? My dad kitchen. Did I tell y'all that? I
Uh-uh.
burned his kitchen down. That's what this scar is on my hand right here, if y'all can see it.
Oh,
It's because
wow.
I accidentally burned the kitchen down trying to fry some French fries, and I always had ADHD, so I like literally cut up the potatoes. So I was making like home fries, and then I turned the fire on while I was cutting them up, but forgot that I turned it on and walked away, and I was like went late because I'm thinking I just got potatoes there, and I'm just gonna get
Mm-hmm.
up and but I kept the fire on and it literally burned my dad's kitchen. That was the scariest thing ever. But I picked up the thing and I threw it out the window and that's how it hit my hand. Anyway, my
Oh.
dad, y'all know how he reacted to that? Well, we obviously put the fire out, and then he bought us to Taco Bell. He bought me and my sister to Taco Bell, and it literally he did not yell
Oh.
not one time. He didn't do, and it was just kind of like. And my sister said she remembered him being at Taco Bell but shaking. She said she remembered him shaking. I remember him just not saying nothing, and me just being
Oh, he held it
like
in.
how are we at Taco Bell, and I just burned your kitchen down. Like that was crazy.
But yes, um, what Robinson family said, Allison, about looking into companies that will pay tuition, because my company actually paid part of my tuition, and I wish I had been at a place like that sooner, and I probably wouldn't have not had that much debt.
Yeah,
So,
that's a great tip.
mhm.
You don't say Ozzy the fire starter. Yeah,
She
I
is. She's
literally
a
to this
fire
day I
starter.
I, I don't fry. I don't. I don't. I just can't. Just like. But
He
as far as
talking
the
about
tuition,
daddy had to have a life too. Talking about my daddy kicking me out. Talking
oh
about
no,
daddy.
he probably hit you with that speech too. That's probably how he said
He really did. He really did. He was done.
it.
He was back married about 2 months later.
Dang.
Yeah, something like that. 2, 3 months, something like that.
Um, it was one thing I was about to say. Oh yeah, companies. Yeah, they have companies that will pay your full tuition. When I worked at University of Arizona remote, that's the department I was in. Students had from all different jobs had full corporate benefits. Like the
Oh
the the
wow.
um the school paid up to no the job will pay up to a certain amount, and then the school will pick it up from there.
Oh wow.
They have full corporate tuition benefits, so that is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you gotta or well, I don't know if depends on what field they want to go in. I would say like health fields too, but don't go into like a community health centers. Community health centers will pay, they will do that too, because you're like giving your time to help the community that you're in.
Hmm.
So look into that. If you're going into a health related field, I don't know what field they want to go into.
My nephew that just graduated, he said he's doing HVAC and welding. I just pray it works out
Nice.
for him. One of my nephews, he did welding. I don't know why it didn't work out. I guess he didn't just have real interest in it. But
Hmm.
I just hope it works out. I think that's one of the best things at his
That's
age
the smartest
he can
decision
do.
ever.
Yeah.
Because those are two trades that are very well paying and very much in demand.
Yep. And that's the thing too. Like trade jobs are in demand from what I've seen. I
Hmm.
saw on the internet that it was like some type of projected rate for electricians in the next 5 years or so.
Yeah.
And they were like encouraging young guys to look into trades.
Yeah. But I'm gonna be going soon, Oslin. I gotta eat. I haven't eaten
Okay.
dinner. Have you eaten dinner?
I have not eaten dinner. I knew we were gonna do at least an hour.
We've done an hour and
Yeah.
15, but
Yeah.
I could stay up here talking all night.
I know, I know, I know. I know. This has been very enjoyable. A nice catch up.
I know. I miss this.
Me too. Um
You
oh,
went and
sports
got married
17.
on us.
I know I did, yo, but I'm back now. I feel like
We
I'm
left
settling
this.
in. I was like in a world. I was like, oh, it was just fun, but it was fun.
It was
You
funny because I would be talking to Allison, and
know?
we'd be like, we miss Oslin. I was like, Oslin is gone. She is in Love Land right now. She is done.
Yes, yes. I'm finding my balance, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Like, I was even that girl in high school and middle school. Like, I couldn't have a boyfriend and do well in school. I would be upset. I would be upset. No, I'm gonna say obsessed, but like I just get distracted. I just like zone in.
Hmm.
So, but now I'm like, okay, I can. I'm now coming back down. I feel like I'm just a hopeless romantic. I be all the way up there with it.
He got
What he said.
he always got a song. He
Oh,
put grown.
oh, that is too
He
funny.
is forever put us.
Yes. D Dunk was a DJ.
Oh my god. It
All the
makes
music.
sense now then. It makes
Yeah.
sense why he has song references for everything.
It be
Oh,
on point,
Rhonda
like
said it's
fast with
only
it.
Rhonda said it's only 4 p.m., but she's in Cali. She's in California. I'm
Oh
not gonna
yeah.
do the song reference. I'm gonna let D Dunk do it.
Oh, life path careers. I've done that before.
Hmm.
Your life path. Robinson family. Mine is 7. Um, but I don't remember what it said about careers. Honestly, everything that I read about my personality type as far as careers, it literally tells me what I already know, which is that I need to be doing something where I feel free and I can just have fun with it, or something with that
Yeah.
that, or something that is dealing with compassion, like caring for people.
Mm.
Try it, Allison, because Allison was talking about that, like kind of. She was talking about on her channel, just wondering like what her next step is as far
Yeah.
as
She should
career.
do it.
Yeah, definitely. You have to take a little, yeah, do a calculator. Yep. See, Robert's family telling you. And then just
Yeah, I haven't done that before.
once you
I've
get the
heard of
number,
it, but I haven't done it.
yeah, I might have to revisit that too because I've been trying to figure out what's next for me. I feel very. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm super honest with y'all. I feel very reluctant to apply and work for a regular, like a typical job because I just know it's not what I want to do. But I'm gonna do it. I just feel reluctant. It's just like,
Why don't
why
you
am I
take
putting
your
myself through
time and think
this?
about it first? Like, really look into
Because
what you want to do first.
like I just I don't want to not do anything. I feel a little sense of guilt by like not doing anything, even though I shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like I should not feel, but like I just feel like I just want to be doing something.
Or
You
just do
know.
something that's like part time right now until you find
Yeah,
something
and
that you really
that's what
want
I'm
to do.
doing right now. I still have my part time that I do for, like I said, for jazz, which it's it's every day is something, but it's not like hourly part time, which is flexible. But yeah, I actually did 3 applications last night and
Hmm.
heard back from all 3 jobs today. So
Whoa. Well, maybe it's.
it's working. I mean, like,
I
it just
mean, you
takes
won't know.
time,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I'm just like, hey, I want to be grateful though. Like, I don't want to talk down. Just like, I don't know. This is what I was talking about earlier when I said my limitless self, and my
Yes.
it's like this part of me says, Oslin, just work a job and do what you've been doing, which is working on the things that you're passionate about in between. But
Mm-hmm.
my limitless self want to say, just go full throttle and trust and do whatever. Well,
Yeah.
it's officially raining outside. Even though I'm on a carport, it's
Oh
officially
my
raining
goodness.
outside. So I'm gonna wrap this up in a few.
Okay.
I'm gonna just read the last couple comments. Um,
That's what I was looking at.
Robinson only said the channel I pay for subscriptions. He teaches us how to calculate my world of
Mm.
metaphysics. Um, Heard what? I'm nosy. Now I
From the
always
job,
remember.
I think she was saying, like when you said you heard back from all of them.
Oh, I heard back from him. Like one of them. One of them was at like a little check cashing loan place, and they invited. They reviewed my resume, and then they wanted me to apply on their website like officially. And then
Hmm.
another one, they reached out to tell me that the job, it was posted as full time, but it's actually part time. So
Part time.
they wanted to know if I was still interested in proceeding. I told them yes. And then the third one, they emailed me to do a assessment. So hey, we'll see. I was like, but it's pretty cool. I just did all these yesterday, and I heard from
Yeah,
all
but
3 of them.
you're hearing something. That means they're
Yeah.
not ghost jobs.
Yes. Right.
So
Yeah, because I've
yeah,
been applying to a lot of ghost jobs. I'm just like, but
ghost
yeah,
jobs are real.
I
They
didn't
are
know
real.
that.
Yeah,
I didn't know
they're real.
Julia until you just said it. I'm saying, oh, this must be what I've been doing. Ghost jobs.
Mm-hmm.
They done say it's time to get serious about the word if you
The
aren't
word.
already. Yeah,
Yes. Absolutely, D
absolutely.
Dot. Yes,
I
sir.
really I appreciate you saying that, and I totally believe that. Thank you so much, Rhonda.
Yes, D Dot. For real. Cause it's some weird times we are in.
Hmm. But all right, see, we have to do this more often.
Yes, we do. I have to pull you from Love Land every now and again.
Hey, yes, I listen. I'm ready. I'm so ready to get back to my YouTube channel. It's just the thing I love to do. You know what I mean?
Hmm. It's a creative outlet. I
It
think you
really
like
is
creative
it really is
outlets.
a creative outlet.
Hmm. But we appreciate all of y'all for coming.
Yes,
Our
we
fam
do.
always shows up.
Yes, y'all. And honestly, it be like when I talk about my YouTube family, it literally be y'all that I be talking
It's
about.
like your
Like,
family. They always show up.
yeah, absolutely. And sometimes sometimes I'll post something and I just know, like, in my mind I'm talking to y'all. That's why I can be so open.
Hmm.
It's because I know, like, who I'm talking to when I say my YouTube. And I know other people tune in and stuff like that, but it'd be like a certain core, a group of people that
Yep.
I can picture and just say, y'all, this is what's been going on. Y'all, this is what's
Hmm.
happening. And it's just like, my YouTube family.
And I appreciate Zoe and Chef
Yes,
and
absolutely.
everybody that came through. I appreciate y'all so much.
I need to write that down, but I'm definitely gonna subscribe to both of those channels. I can't wait to check out their content.
Yes, yes, yes. But thank y'all,
Thank
and we
you,
will
T.
see
Thank
you
you, everybody.
soon.
See y'all
Thank you,
later.
Oslin.
Thank you, T. All right, I'll see y'all later.
All right, y'all.
Okay, bye bye.
Peace.